Greetings and welcome back to Switched to Linux. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself, and we have another weekly news roundup. I messed up my Friday one. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup is what I'm supposed to say. I don't have scripts or teleprompters. There's no room in here for teleprompters. But anyway, I hope you guys are all doing good this lovely Friday. I know I am. We are. I'm still filthy dirty. I'm getting cleaner, but I added new brakes on the front of the van today, and it was a nightmare of a mess. These vans have two pistons instead of one, and they feed off of each other. So you literally need two clamps or an official, piston tool to cram the pistons back down to replace the brake pads. But it's done, and that's all we have to say about it. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Life is like a box of chocolates. Version 49, email me, please. Dad, what? I must have missed something. Yeah, all right. This is so bad. It refuses to load Google, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, it can't be all that bad. VP Harris is still feels like we're picking on her. Okay, if you think that you're being picked on because you didn't do the one job you were given, don't be sitting there playing the victim card. You're the vice president, you moron. Biden gave her... And I don't think Biden gave her a job. Biden doesn't know how to do anything. Come on. Shaking hands with the air and being intervened from the media with the Easter Bunny. That is the legacy of America right now. Lord help us. We have the sugar cookie sleigh ride still. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this stuff. I'm actually down to 2 tea bags left. I've been bad. I've been drinking hot chocolate in the evening instead of tea. So not as good for you. But anyway, it was tasty. Been a crazy long week. I'm glad it's over. But anyway, I'm also, by the way, I'm considering a live stream tomorrow. I wanted to have a look at the new Ubuntu Unity version, 2204 Unity. It was a huge download, so I was borrowing off of some Wi-Fi's in town on the torrent sites to get it downloaded, and I finally did get it downloaded. I have not installed it yet. Stay tuned tomorrow. As long as I can transfer it over and install it on the VirtualBox, I might live stream tomorrow at noon. So set your calendars, if you will. Hello, Silver Adventures. Greetings, Commodore fans. And hello, Moonbase Alpha Grays. I was up there by the Moonbase. Did you see me pass by? I'm not sure if you were on the Moonbase or not. Had a great week. Boss quit. Funding from the state got screwed up royal. Clients are down to 3 days a week where work hours will go down slowly. What is your life's just a country song? Just say my life's a country song. I mean, you have to play a country song backwards, right? I mean, get your house back, get your wife back, get your kids back, get your dogs back, Issues with Latte on Debian base. Only Gardua Plasma desktop survived the transition. Uh-oh. Why is it transitioning to begin with? Dan Kelly, hello, meow meow. Gotta get your late stepdad's boat out of storage before it gets towed. Man, you've been having a really bad week. All right. Hello, Renato. Greetings, 1488 Dental. How's it going there? Anime God. Woof. All right. Buddy Unicorn. Meow. Hey, Unicorn. Buddy Unicorn. Order unicorn meat. Confirm. Ha ha. I'm sending a corpse of yourself to your door through Alexa. I guess it's better to build one desktop theme that you like and best and stick with anyway. Sister dumped a dog. She almost ran over last week on me till we can find the owner. It has no chip. Wow. Yeah, sounds like a fun week. Very fun week. Let's see. She was overworked and all her kids need more, plus her husband was well off on shipping logistics. Finally got a USB hub so I can use my drawing tablet or MIDI controller or webcam on my computer without having to get extensions. Very cool. Awesome. Greetings and hallucinations from Columbus, Ohio. Do you mean solicitations? I mean, what are you doing? Dropping acid over there? I mean, oh boy, that wouldn't be good. Along with getting the cables beyond the desk, which I cannot move. It has space roughly the distance of 3 fingers across. What do you call a rabbit under anesthesia? The ether bunny. I like it. I like it. Greetings from Italy. Full moon makes for high content. Greetings, Italy. How are you? I changed my modem to a random brand from the Shizen Tenda. Anyone familiar with Tenda? I'm not. Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings, Tom and gang. Just drinking beer and eating pizza and popcorn. Nice. That's good. Pizza and popcorn. You can have the beer. I'm not into that, but enjoy the pizza and the popcorn, though. That sounds good. Finally, reactivate my tower PC. It'll be running MX Linux. All my PCs will be on MX. I like a little diversity, though. I like my MX, but I like my Linux, man. I like my Arch. All right, we are introducing a new news section tonight. Subscriptions. We had like 3 separate subscription news things this week. And so we have a new section on that. So we have a little bit of privacy, some subscription, some security, and then we have business, and then we have Sillyville. Hello from somewhere. Hello, no one from somewhere. Very cool. Where's somewhere at? I mean, man. Anyway, I think I've been there. I mean, you guys ever been to No Name, Colorado? How about why Arizona? Why? That's what I was asking. All right, right now, cinnamon sugar on buttered toast and honey spam. Just don't have Lucky Charms, okay? I kicked it out of the story. Just a PSA. For whatever reason, people eating Lucky Charms have been vomiting up blood. So be careful of your Lucky Charms right now. But yeah, if you got some Honey Smacks, that's all right. Is that the one with a frog? I don't know. I haven't eaten cereal in so long. Or 36 was supposed to be on the April 19th. What's the holdout? I don't know. Train is actually larger than Pluto and Eris. Good trip. DuckDuckGo is coming to Windows soon, but no news about the version for Linux. Been on Mars. Oh, you've been on Mars. I didn't go as far as Mars. I just went up to the moon base. All right, let's go ahead and get started with some privacy news, shall we? Hold on, I need to make a little adjustments there and find my new one. There we are. Whoa, hold on. I need to fix my new banner here. Okay, that looks better. All right, we're back. We are fixed. All right. Let's get started. Sugar Smacks. Oh, Sugar Smacks. What are Honey Smacks then? Okay, I don't know. I'm not into that. Yeah, you're right. I'm not into cereal these days. All right, let's get started here before I get sucked into more comments. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the privacy, subscription, and security section. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you like to catch the show live and enjoy it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on privacy. Your iOS app may still be covertly tracking you despite what Apple says. This is not really news as much as confirmation of what we all suspected and talked about already. And I realize I'm a little over from where I like to be, so let me go ahead and do that. There we are. That's a little bit better. All right, so this is basically that was looking at loopholes, bypasses, violations, all sorts of other things inside of your app. Things like every one of these apps has to have verifications as to whether or not you want to allow data tracking, whatever else. But guess what, guys? Apple apps are exempt from that. Yeah, Apple apps can track you without your permission or whatnot else. Basically, Apple is collecting a lot of data on you, allegedly, but not letting other people collect data on you because, yeah, they're working on very similar things to what Google and Facebook are doing. And if people are on the iPhone, they just don't want to give the advantage to the other ones as well. Is it going to be as abusive? Who knows? Apple is not as good of a company as many people suggest that it may be. in all honesty. If they were, they'd be uniform throughout, but they're not. They're still relying on bad labor practices out of China for building things. They are moving some of their stuff to India. That's good. They're not easy to repair, leading to a lot of e-waste and things like that. And so they're not as good as the American marketing might suggest. But this is basically some researchers looking into the type of data was collected. They found a lot of tracking companies still being used. And in reality, there was more data being collected than you might think. Moving on, Android is going to block call recording apps. So these required an API to run, and Google has killed that API, meaning that third-party phone call recording apps will no longer work after this. Now, there's a few small workarounds that a few of the apps that have bigger support teams have been able to get around a little bit. We'll see how long that happens. There are still a few apps, Google Pixel, Motorola, and a few other models have some built-in call recording that is unaffected by this, but a lot of your third-party call recording apps don't. Of course, what they're saying, and it is a valid concern, is that a call recording app may very well be illegal in some jurisdictions, and many people do not realize what those jurisdictions are. Here I'm in Pennsylvania right now. Pennsylvania is a two-party consent state, meaning I can't go into a private conversation with a tape recorder in my pocket and record that conversation without informing everybody else that I'm recording the conversation. And some of these call apps would not allow people to have informed consent that they're being recorded. Now, other states in the United States are one-party consent, which means anybody can record the conversation, and it doesn't matter if they tell anybody else or not. You can use that. And so these are some of the weird little things going into it. And so they are taking out these apps. There are a few ways around them, but overall, I think this is probably a good thing. Maybe no phone should be able to record the phone calls in any easy way, shape, or form, because we do have that consent issue. And sure, people are always going to get around it, but the bigger barriers you create to getting around it, the better off it's going to be, I think. And our last privacy story, this is actually an update to a suit that I don't even know how old this thing is. What it was is LinkedIn had all this information publicly available. Now I don't think you can view anything without a login at least, but all this information was publicly available. And there was a company that was going through and scraping all the information and then utilizing this information. LinkedIn sends them a cease and desist. And the company came back and said, it's public information on the internet. We can scrape it if we want. There was a big lawsuit involved, and basically, it's been going through some appeals processes. Basically, the courts have come down and ultimately said, even through all the appeals, to say, no, if it's publicly available information, you can scrape it. This is an important thing to keep in mind, because as we give more and more of our information to companies, we have to realize that that information is not just in the hands of that company if for some reason they make that available on a website, or if they accidentally don't have a database password protected and somebody finds a way into that database. That's still considered public because wasn't hacked. It was just misconfigured. And so we have to be very careful about giving any type of information to these companies, because they will be scraped by other services, other bots, and then used in whatever way that they want. This is why I believe that we need to abolish all data sharing networks, and everybody who holds your data has to have direct written informed consent to have that and to use it. I don't think that any company should be able to scrape any information about me and use that in any way, shape, or form, publicly or privately, without direct opt-in consent from me. And that's kind of the way we need to have solid privacy bills to go. Is that easy to do? Actually, it'd be easier than you think. It simply goes like this. Is that my information? I don't agree to you have that. You must delete it. And if they fail to delete it, they need to start issuing payouts and big checks. We need to see the bottom lines of these companies and see how much money they're profiting off of people's information who did not consent to give that information to those companies. And I think that these companies, hey, let's go back to good old biblical stuff. If you intentionally take something from somebody, it's not accidental. It's an intentional taking something. You'd have to pay back 2 to 3 times the value that you took. Okay, you go to a store and you get caught shoplifting, you're giving the products back and paying for them. Happens, okay? These are the things that we have to keep in mind. But LinkedIn, they're like, hey, this stuff, this isn't for there. We have a terms of service about this type of stuff. And the reality is the bots are now allowed to scrape the data because it's information. It's basically information that's publicly available. Now, how does this relate to Clearview? Well, Clearview is a different case because they are scraping information that they find online for AI or biometrics, really. And this is why I think that no data should be able to share it without my direct consent, whether that's my images, the likeness of my images, the information about me that's collected on some site. We should abolish these online directories of people unless the people will say, hey, I'll give my information into there. That should be fine. We should have a privacy first focus on the internet. And the fact that we don't, this is why you need to be very cautious about who you give any information to. And so there is a lot more information about this. Basically, the privacy argument was rejected by the courts because LinkedIn has all the stuff that's available to people on their service. And it didn't matter, by the way, that LinkedIn put everything behind an account wall. And so that's kind of the update, the final update to that story. All right, now we're going to go over to the news section. This is going to be the subscribe news. So first up, Walmart has a subscription plan. I actually didn't know that. Like, maybe I covered it at one point in time. In fact, now that I say it, I think I did cover it at one point in time. I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, there is a Walmart subscription plan. It's called Walmart Plus. And Walmart's doing this. Best Buy is doing this. They're trying to get people onto these subscription services by offering things like PlayStations and other very hard to find merchandise in order to basically to their subscribers. So Walmart will get a bunch of PlayStations in, but you can't buy them unless you're a subscription plan user of Walmart, which I cannot think of anything more like bad than a subscription service to Walmart. It's kind of like the other day I was at a Walmart, I was picking up some things, and I realized, there is a brand of toilet paper out there that is worse than the Walmart brand of toilet paper. Did you guys know this? If you ever want to see toilet paper that's worse, go to a Walmart. They have it there. It's called the Scotty's brand. This stuff is so bad that when the pandemic height was there and you couldn't find toilet paper, I'd go into the Walmart. It's all empty except the Scott brand is still there. And no one's like, I'm going to use Kleenex before I use that. Okay. It is actually worse than the Walmart brand of stuff. So I'm just thinking of this as I think of a Walmart subscription plan. But, they're bribing people in with it by having, I think they have like free grocery drop off. They'll have hard to find products like the PlayStation and a bunch of other things. This is like, we don't need subscription. I got news for you guys like Amazon. Like, I buy my Amazon Prime to get fast shipping. Guys, ship to an Amazon pickup location. I always get 2-day free shipping and I don't have Amazon Prime. Okay. You don't need Amazon Prime for fast 2-day shipping on Amazon. You ship it to a pickup location and boom, it's there. I mean, I know, well, it's not to my house. Yeah, it takes 3 days to get there. I don't know. But it's like, I cannot get my head around subscription services. To me, it's like a revolving debt that never goes away. No, I'm not living my life by revolving debt. Thank you very much. Netflix stock plummets 37% as the CEO says, hey, we're going to have ad-supported tiers now. It's working for Hulu. To my understanding, I didn't see the update here, but I saw the update somewhere else. They actually backed off of this because so many people had a backlash, but they're still dropped. This is the first time they've had a net loss of subscribers. Their stock dropped, 35% in one day. They're also fighting against password sharing. They're just doing all sorts of weird things. But really, I mean, I can't speak for you guys. If you guys stopped using Netflix or whatever else, I think you should have a long time ago. In fact, I was preaching that we need to stop using it a long time ago because they are one of these companies involved in the sexualization of our children. And there's no reason. It's the same thing with Disney. Like, kill your Disney accounts, guys. I don't care what in the world Baby Yoda is up to on Mandalorian. Nothing is going to give me any reason to support Disney when they are literally using the money to do activism to groom children. That's exactly what Disney is doing. And they're starting to suffer now as well. But Netflix, Reed Hastings, the CEO. Netflix, a lot of people are canceling this because they're starting to realize that we need to get these companies in line by canceling subscriptions and whatever else. And Netflix has not really been doing a good job lately. And this is leading to this, and they're probably going to further decline. But speaking of bad decline, CNN Plus will shut down at the end of April. If you've been keeping track, they've only been in operation for 1 month. They started at the end of March, and then they had $9.99 or $50 a year, and then the next day they put it on great discount, and they've only had 10,000 daily users on the whole platform since then. And they're like, yeah, let's shut this thing down. And so, yeah, CNN, this is CNN business. They'll shut down at the end of the month. Streaming service that was hyped as the most significant development in the history of CNN. See, it was the most significant development in the history of CNN. That's just how insignificant CNN is, guys. It's like, oh, really? Guys, nobody watched CNN anyway. You think your people are going to pay to watch it? You realize that they were carried along for so long because they had an exclusive contract with airports, right? Which ended last year. So there is none. So the decision was made by new management after the CNN's former parent company, Warner Media, merged with Discovery to form Warner Bros. Earlier this month. The prior management team vision for CNN Plus runs counter to their individual plan for to house all company brands under one streaming service. Some CNN Plus programming may eventually live through that. Yeah, may. They're like, I don't know, man. These guys are crazy. Have you seen these CNN morons? Oh boy. So that was quick. Well, if you would like to help support the channel, we do have a shop. You can get backpacks and t-shirts and coffee mugs and hats with all sorts of Switch to Linux stuff, from aliens and tinfoil hats all the way down to some code of conduct stuff, Switch to Linux, you fool, cats and tinfoil hats. There's just lots of little things out there. So with that, you can have a look over there. That is shop.switchtolinux.com. Shop.switchtolinux.com. All right, let's have a look over at security news. Alrighty. See, Fedora 36 to release on the 26th. That is when? Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. Let's see. Apple track you. Nothing. 100% private and secure. Yep. Oh, yep. Honey Smacks is the frog. My favorite cereal next to honeycombs. Yeah. Is Tom growing a walrus mustache? It's a bit hidden by his beard. What? A walrus mustache? I don't know. I don't know. It's just one giant Bigfoot mess. I mean, the Bigfoot forbidden me from shave. So, whatever. Let's see. Was Tom's beard. She's a lesbian. All right. Well, hey, there you go. See? You don't get one of these with a girlfriend. All right. Figured out the confusion. It was originally called Sugar Smacks, but later renamed Honey Smacks. Yeah, I remember it being Honey Smacks, I thought, but it wasn't a cereal we ever really had around the house either. I don't know. I found that the bearded Tom looked way better than the old baby-faced Tom. All right. I have to admit, I liked Apple back in the Apple IIe and 2GS days, and I own both systems. Playing around with some of the older hardware when I get it for free is fun. Yep. Recently heard of call recording apps, which sound awesome, seeing as I've heard of things on calls, such as appointments, but I cannot remember what is said because I'm anxious. Yep. Should change the channel name to Papa Smurf Does Linux. Oh boy. Apple does one thing very well: hardware design, repairability, and software. They do that. I don't know. Wife loves it and jealous. Told my wife instead of growing a beard because I'm a woman. So no can do. How about legs, hair grow? And she went, no. All right. Yeah, all right. I like hair here, not everywhere else. Yeah, I mean, you could always not shave your pits and do never mind. That'd be gross. Greek mythology. Triton was the son of Poseidon and Amperitus, daughter of Peleus. All right. Anyone knows when Linux Mint 21 is release going to be? I thought there was a small announcement, but I don't remember for sure. Okay, Q3. All right. Look at that. We got a kitty. Want to read a couple?
OMG, LOL. Anna Reader must delete the comment. Uh-oh. PlayStation 5s will be scarce even when PlayStation 6 is launched.
That's right, kitty cat. All right. Scroll down. The kitty run out of things.
Walmart paywall looks like the Best Buy subscription to buy graphics card. P.S. There's a Pisces subwater.
I don't know. Walmart has pushed their Plus service in my face every time I go to the website. I don't really go to their website. So, trying to choose between Linux Mint and Endeavor OS to install for web development. All right, Paul. So I prefer non-rolling systems for things like work computers in case something changes. That being said, I have been using Manjaro on my Raspberry Pi because I haven't found a Debian base that's stable enough for the Raspberry Pi. So my laptop is Linux Mint for web design. My Raspberry Pi, which is kind of my main work computer, runs Manjaro. I have had good luck with Endeavor OS altogether. So, I mean, you're not going to go wrong with either decision. The question is, do you want stuff on latest versions, or do you want the stability of things not changing for a while? So that's kind of it. Need soft toilet paper. Yes, you're spoiled. That's right. Yeah. I'm not buying that Scott stuff. Was offering a subscription for toilet paper. They probably do. I mean, Amazon does. Tell my bank has an Amazon pick shipping. Sweet. Yeah. Scott toilet paper is made 15 minutes down the road from my house, and they sometimes give me free toilet paper, tissues, and paper towels through work as donations, and their Scott Comfort Plus is good stuff. Do they have something that's good? I don't know. The stuff they sell at Walmart is not Comfort, and it's not Plus. It's like wiping with a wax paper. Let's see. If Netflix implements ads, they will just go bankrupt since everyone will cancel their subscriptions. Yeah. Later, the banks, is that Amazon pick shipping? And she said, yeah, we need some information. We'll set it aside. And I said, not now, but we'll keep in mind. I ship everything to Amazon pickup locations when I can. I got some more vacuum bags. I found vacuum bags at like 90% discount over Walmart's on Amazon. Ordered them and they came in 2 days. Just the Amazon pickup location is right next to my post office, so I go there all the time anyway. Are we booking a place on semi-water plants such as Earth, or bring 100 tons of compressed? I don't know. Who watches CNN anyways? I don't know. Chris Wallace and yeah, Chris Wallace left a job to exclusively stream on CNN Plus. Whoops. All the lies you can't trust. Yep. CNN bring in the guests that are not even professional on topic. Yeah. No more recording calls to the police or 911. Well, those are under a different law. So. It's so cute. My cat is watching, but it's been a long time since my cat seen CJ. So she's like, I know him right now. I know him, right? That's right. Linux Mint, Ubuntu, or Debian base, and why? I currently am still on the Debian base, on the Ubuntu base, but I would, if you're building a new system, I would go with the Debian base, because the Ubuntu base is starting to have more and more bugs because Ubuntu itself is having more and more bugs. And so the Debian base right now tends to be a little bit more stable. It's just lacking a few of the tools yet, like the driver utilities and a few other bells and whistles that the Ubuntu version has that Debian does not yet have. But if I were building something new, I would run the Debian base first. Scott is like sandpaper. Yeah. How do you pay cash when buying at Amazon? Okay. So, several stores will have the ability to load an Amazon card with cash. What you do is you go into your Amazon account, and somewhere in there's a cash account link. It gives you a barcode. You can put the barcode either as an image on your phone, or you can put the barcode, you can print it out on the business card. You can go into the store, like around here, we have Sheetz gas stations, Walgreens stores do it. And depending on your East or West Coast, Amazon's site has a list of them, and they're all over. So you go in, you just scan the barcode at the register, give them cash, and it adds the cash to your Amazon account. And then you can use that to buy on Amazon. So fundamentally, using a Tor network, an anonymous email address, and a cash account, and the Amazon pickup locations, you can pretty much buy products anonymously on Amazon. Outstanding the idea of, security cameras and things like that. But it's pretty good. Netflix, anyone watching anything interesting recently? More secure, Debian SID or Arch based? Honestly, I don't know, because Debian is really up to date on security. They just don't update the packages more. Doctor, the airplane files. What? Okay. All right, let's head on over to security. First up in security news, hackers can infect over 100 different Lenovo models with unremovable malware. This is a bug on UEFI vulnerabilities. Basically, when several of these computers were being deployed, there was a debugging software that was installed, and on about 100 models, they forgot to remove the software before releasing them. And it's fairly easy for somebody to get in here, and it's easy for people to get in here and to take over the whole system, install malware, do all sorts of things, because you're interfacing with the UEFI, not the operating system itself. So the good news is it does require local access to the system. So it's not something that some internet file is going to do. Somebody would have to physically have access to your computer to do it. But there are also patches to resolve these issues as well. Well, next up, the crypto wallet MetaMask warns iCloud users to disable backups. So this guy lost $650,000 in a phishing scam. So this basically worked by MetaMask on the Apple device, stores a copy of the password protected file in the cloud with the caching to be able to open it. And if somebody gets your number and is able to intercept this. So what this guy did is he received a message from Apple that he even suspected was a scam. The caller ID, however, showed the number as Apple Inc. which is linked to the Apple Store. He called the number back just to make sure, and the person told me his account really had been compromised. Guys, never call back the number. Same thing for your banks, right? If you get a call, in fact, this happened to me once, and it was somebody legitimately tried to steal my banking number. My bank called me, and they call up and said, hey, there's a fraudulent account. Can you verify your number? I said, no, I'm going to hang up the call, and I'm going to call you back. They said, excellent. We hung up the phone. I didn't call their number back. I looked at the back of my card. I called the number on the back of the card. We went through the verification that time. Now that I know the number that I called, we verified it. And indeed, yes, somebody did attempt to steal a bank card. That's how you do it. You don't call the number that just called you. And that's what this guy's mistake was, because it's very possible to spoof the caller ID, and it's very possible to do some other shenanigans that's going to cause it to show up. But he called the number back, verified all the information, which allowed these guys to fish their way on into his iCloud backup. And with the iCloud backup, they were able to access his MetaMask wallet. And then they stripped out $160,000 of Ether, $80,000 of this Mutant Ape Yacht Club, whatever. At least not the board one. The mutant one sounds more excited than the board ones. The board one's just a bunch of apes going, I'm bored. The mutant ones, they're like, hey, like the Ninja Turtles or something. I don't know. 100,000 of Ape Coin and 250,000 of stable coin Tether. And yeah, this was all done because he had a copy of his vault in his iCloud backup, and he was phished. And they got a good one. They got a good one indeed. So be careful of that if you're using MetaMask. Do not allow those files to go into iCloud. Well, this critical bug could have let hackers commandeer millions of Android devices. What this is a vulnerability in the Apple lossless audio codec. Now, Apple has been updating this. However, Qualcomm and MediaTek have been using an unsupported one from 2011 until recently. So they're like, hey, there's an open source of this thing. They've embedded it in the code. Well, Apple patched all of theirs, so anybody on the iPhone devices will not have this vulnerability, but utilizing a compromised Apple audio file, people could get around this by vulnerabilities that have been well known built into this particular codec. And so any Android phone running Qualcomm and MediaTek is probably vulnerable to this. And so, yeah, we have to be very careful about that kind of stuff. So way to go. This is a case where these guys being so reliant on an open source code that had not been updated for almost 11 or 12 years now, they should have been either looking to update it or seeking maybe licensing from Apple or whatever else to make sure, or dropping it altogether from the devices. Okay, it's better to not support one particular device than, you know, have compromise throughout it. And why are they using code that's 11 years old without being updated? That's insane. On to our feature security story. There is a 0-day vulnerability in 7-Zip. This is applying to Windows. I don't know if it will apply anywhere else, but if anybody is using 7-Zip on Windows, the problem is actually with the help menu. So if you pull up the help menu and drag any file with a .7z extension, it does not even have to be a 7z file. If you just, any file renamed .7z, drag that into the help file, and it escalates the privileges on up to administrative privileges on Windows. Whoops! If you delete the 7z CHM file in the 7-Zip root folder, that will mitigate the issues until it is patched. But in the meantime, it is very possible for somebody to take over your computer by simply getting using the help window on 7-zip. So that's exciting. Make sure that you are taking that mitigation strategy if you are using 7-zip on Windows, or hey, just switch to Linux. I don't know if the vulnerability is on Linux though either, but who knows? Who knows, right? Well, you can help support Switch to Linux over on Subscribestar. Subscribestar.com/switched-to-linux. We can jump on over there if you want to help support the channel. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time. All right. Edited Trump's hour-long interview with Piers Morgan down to 6 seconds to make it appear he stormed off the set. Yeah, I saw the back behind-the-scenes stuff. They kept him for over an hour, and they only told him they were going to have a 20-minute interview. And, yeah, it was entirely fabricated. Bunch of nonsense. Okay, I use Archbase mainly because of the AUR and the ease of package creation. Debian Sid is more up to date. There you go. At least CNN tanked like a sinkhole. That's right. Tanked like a sinkhole in Florida. Arch has been rather unstable lately. I have not noticed, but I don't remember which computer did I upgrade. Oh, I upgraded my main system here. I think I still have some updates on my Arch computer to do too. Trump Era was the best IRL TV show, so it made me hooked to U.S. politics. Yep. Don't know bleepy bleeps about the country's, your country's corrupt politics. Yeah. Ours are just so entertaining. I mean, did you guys not catch the clips where the Easter Bunny distracted Joe Biden from the reporters? I mean, come on, that was just classic. Like pure gold. You need to wave, Joe. Wait, no, stay here, Joe. Just sit. Just sit. Good boy. Good boy. Get this president a doggy treat. If I were ever to try a new Arch-based distro, it would be Garuda. All right. For rolling release, I prefer Solus. It's been stable. When I get, when I get calls saying someone took money out of your account, I always go to the bank ASP and ask them if someone indeed took money out and ask them for a statement. There you go. Yeah, NFT's giant money grabbing fact. Yeah, we reported on the NFT, last week that he bought the thing for a couple million, and best offer he got was like $6,000, I think. Long-time viewer, thank you for your work. What's your opinion on, say, Manjaro versus Mint for a noob? Personally, I switched to Manjaro as it's easier than Mint to me. AUR. I mean, I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one. I use them both. I still personally prefer Mint because I don't want my primary computer to always be updating and changing packages around. But Manjaro is good and solid. And thanks for watching, man. I think at the moment the official 7Z Linux version only does CLI. I think that is probably the case. Another reason I use Linux, and thank God I sleep better. Unlike my brother says Linux sucks. I say, okay, Normie. There you go. Garuda Linux is a gaming distro, but whatever. Yeah, hey, whatever floats thy boat. Whatever floateth thy boateth. Where's my corporate? I need to reorganize my things here for put them in the order that I actually use them in. Some weird random order. All right. We are heading on off to corporateocracy. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the Sillyville editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you'd like to catch the show live. And let's go ahead and dive right on in. Our first article here, I actually had to change the URL. The one that was in there apparently was a WordPress site that last night was working perfectly fine, and today it has apparently reset itself. And so we're going to use this daily dot one as well. You can find this on Ars Technica version. I think everybody in the world covered this one. So I just grabbed this one quickly because the one that I had liked was down. I got a full 404. But anyway, ISPs handed another defeat in their case against California's gold standard net neutrality laws. So this was bringing back a, net neutrality as far as California. The ISPs went all crazy. They sued to block it. The courts came back and said, no, we're going to let this thing go. And then they're like, please, any judge out there want to take it up on appeal? They literally did, I believe it's called en blanc. I've not heard of it prior to this. That's why I picked the other article. They seem to have a little bit more of the law background. But basically there was a way to do an open request for any judge to take up the account on appeal, and the judges in California unanimously said no. And so the SPs went whining and crying, yeah, those big, mean, nasty judges. They want us to actually be responsible and not abuse our power to the people. And so win for California, net neutrality survives, and nobody really wants to battle with the ISPs. So, maybe they should have just been jerks for as long as they were, All right. Moving on. Insteon. So this was a home automation system. Never heard of them before. Basically what happened is, they have this whole home automation. They had an app, they had a server, they had several different devices, lots of customers. And overnight, the CEO scrubbed his LinkedIn page. Most of the board of directors instantly deleted the things. The servers went completely dead. The apps all stopped working and everything became dumb. Overnight. Literally. I think the rapture happened in the home automation world. I don't know. But yeah. So Insteon literally vanished, which raises some interesting questions. All these people are paying for these services going, now what? Like, who do they go after? Honestly, there are these things, sorry to break it to you, Insteon, but there is this thing called the Internet Archive, and it has a record of all the people that were in there, whether or not you scrubbed your current LinkedIn pages or not. So yeah, if people were actually financially harmed by this decision, they're going to come back for the board. It's going to be an interesting thing. So this is the stupidest thing for a company to do. Entire company seems to have abruptly shut down just before the weekend, breaking users' cloud-dependent smart home setups without warning. Users say the service has been down for 3 days now, despite the company's status page showing all services online. Company forums are down. No one is replying to users on social media. Internet of Things reporter Stacy Higglebotham, interesting, points out high-ranking Insteon executives, including the CEO, have scrubbed the company from their LinkedIn accounts. And the time it took to write the article, Lilness has removed his name and picture from his LinkedIn profile. That's the CEO. It seems like the most communication long-time Lideon customers are going to get. Lideon or more likely was a smart home company that produced a variety of internet-connected lights, thermostats, plugs, sensors, and of course, the hub. At the core of the company was their proprietary networking protocol, which was the competitor to the popular and licensable ones like Z-Wave and Zigbee. So the point I want to make with this one here is be very careful about this home automation and anything that requires on company servers and things like this. This is why I warn against this stuff. Okay, there's no reason we need to have an app to be able to turn on and off our lights and our ceiling fans. You know what? A long time ago, when we'd go off to work and we forgot to turn the kitchen light off, the kitchen light was just on when we got home. Okay, it's not a big deal. And if you're doing things right and you have like a 4-watt LED in there that's as bright as an old 60 or 100-watt bulb, you're not really burning a lot of power either. So don't worry about it. So, I mean, these are the problems, though, with relying on these companies, with relying on all these apps and things like this. Now, the good news for the people that use this is that it's actually possible to convert your Insteon system to the Home Assist, which is an open source. So if you are going to do any form of open home automation, use one of the open source protocols that a lot of different people can use, that there's a variety of different apps for. In fact, there's even Raspberry Pi builds on the Raspberry Pi Imager to set up your Home Assistant hub out of your own house instead. And that is kind of an important thing to keep in mind. So yeah, this happens from time to time. So don't be investing a whole lot of these companies. There was no warning. They just vanished. It was the home tech automation rapture, guys. And Insteon were the saved ones. They just up and vanished like a fart in the wind. Tesla stops including charging connectors with new cars. All right, guys, this is Elon Musk. Are you looking for all forms of publicity? Okay. I don't agree with it, but I understand it when Apple and Samsung phones stop shipping charging cables. Now, they should keep shipping charging cables very simply for this reason, okay? They should, because those cables don't last forever. And if you've had one cable and you buy a new phone after a couple years, your cable might be needing replaced. Go ahead and give them a new cable. They've just paid $1,000 for a phone. Surely you can give them a cable. And I know, well, this is to protect the environment. No, it's not. Then cut the price of the phone back by a bunch of money so they can go and buy one of your overpriced cables. Okay, you need to include the cables. But when Tesla cars stop including charging connectors with new cars, somebody has lost their ever-loving mind. My Lord, really? Really? You're going to not hand a proprietary connector that nobody has in their drawer to a brand new $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 car. This is insane, people. Elon Musk, what are you doing? Wow. We don't want to include a charging connector. I mean, you might be able to charge your car. If I ordered an electric car and it shows up and there's no charging cable, I'd be like, okay, you have two options. A, you're refunding me 100% of the money and taking this stupid thing back. Or B, you're giving me a charging cable. Take your pick. These don't just take a little thing that plugs into the back of your computer, folks. I mean, really. So yeah, stupid business news of the week. That's insane. I'd literally be starting to cancel my order over this. I'd be like, no. That's insane. All right, so this is an interesting one. I'm looking at all this. I don't know if I agree with the conclusion everybody's drawing. I'm going to explain to you why. So Dell has a proprietary DDR5 module that Tom's Hardware is saying locks out user upgrades. And a lot of people are saying the same thing, that it's a double-edged sword. It's supposed to be really fast. And involved in this, they're saying that, hey, if only Dell is making this, then it produces some form of vendor lock. Now, the question is this deeply proprietary, or is it simply a different form factor? And I don't know the answer to that question. If you do, hey, go ahead and inform us in the comments down below. But the reason why I'm going to push back against this idea that says that, hey, they're locking people into vendor lockout, guys, Dell is the last company that does that kind of stuff. The reason I buy Dell computers is because the parts are easily available online. The schematics are easily available online. They've always been easily available. I bought that computer that was an amazing steal. It turned out the charging port was a little bad. Maybe that's why they were selling it so cheap. They just didn't want to inform anybody. Guys, it was a $6 part and it took me 20 minutes to install. My computer works perfectly fine now because Dell makes things like charging ports for laptop computers easy to replace and widely available. In fact, I had like 15 different people I could have bought the thing from. All right. The parts, the videos, everything is available to fix it. So do I think that Dell is going to be creating some custom proprietary RAM that nobody can make except them? I'll believe it when I see it. What I see here is maybe this is just a different form factor. And I could be completely wrong because I'm not a hardware guy. But the idea is laptops have been using DIMM memory since like ever. I think literally DIMM memory is now like 15 or 20 years old at this point. So what they have is this new memory type called CAM, Compression Attached Memory Module, which is supposed to be smaller and more compact, basically a new form factor. Now, I'd rather not have a new form factor, but if they're saying, hey, this is a new form factor, we're pioneering the way, and it's not deeply proprietary and anybody can make it, and it's available to all the different RAM distributors to make, and everybody else wants to pop in and use it, that's fine. But I don't know if I'm going to buy that Dell is going to lock it in, being as that they are the one company that's not gluing everything together, that's not soldering everything in, that makes parts and documentation widely available. I don't know. That's just me, and I could be completely wrong. But yeah, they are having a new form factor for the RAM. So we'll see down the road what that means. And on to our last story, is DuckDuckGo censoring more? Well, there's a little bit more to this. Of course, we covered that DuckDuckGo came out. DuckDuckGo specifically came out and said, we're going to be filtering misinformation about some war somewhere across the world. Okay, that's kind of what they came out and said, and that's bad enough. And we covered that and rebuked them, and I'm not using DuckDuckGo on any computers anymore as a result of that. The CEO just hung himself. Okay, don't care. I'm done. I'm done with you once you talk about censorship. But what happened is last week, a group of people found that there were several other high-profile pirate sites that were unfindable on DuckDuckGo. So Torrent Freak does an article talking about this, and it turns out that DuckDuckGo comes back and says, hey, we're not censoring anything in regards to this. Well, as you know, DuckDuckGo mostly is just a privatized Bing search. Well, Bing has been filtering these sites out, and DuckDuckGo didn't know that or didn't have the list of the individual sites, and so they were disappearing off of DuckDuckGo as well, because every single site that Torrent Freak comes out and mentions, boom, poof, it's back on DuckDuckGo. How amazing. And so it turns out that all of these sites that got removed were because of Bing, and so eventually DuckDuckGo and Torrent Freak started talking back and forth and compiling a list of all the different sites that were taken down, and DuckDuckGo is restoring them as they hear about them. At one point in time, Pirate Bay was gone, YouTube DL was gone, F-Movies was gone, even if you actively search for it. Now, a lot of it was the site operator, which apparently was broken or something. Now, they said they've updated things and things are coming back, but frankly, it's a result of Bing more than anything else. So yes, DuckDuckGo is still actively censoring stuff, as per the CEO coming out and saying, hey, I'm going to censor stuff because we don't need more misinformation on the web. But is this them censoring? No, this isn't them censoring. This is simply Bing, which feeds them. So yeah, I guess that's good news for DuckDuckGo, but whatever. Well, you can help support the channel by buying a book. I wrote a science fiction novel called Synaptergy. You can head on over to synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s, and you can actually come over here, and there is a where to buy button. This lists all the different places where you can pick up the book, audiobooks, ebooks, and print books as well. You can also come down here at the bottom. Let me just go ahead and allow this guy here. This is a SoundCloud widget. You can listen to the first 5 minutes of the book over here as well. See if it's interested to you, and you can actually read the first chapter over here. So that is at synaptergy.com or tlm.li/synaptergy. Now, guys, let's go to Sillyville. Where you at? There you are. All right. Someone offered $6,000 for a worthless... Yeah, it was $6,000 for the first tweet of Jack Dorsey's. Yeah, we can all see that. I don't know, what are you buying? Switching clients to start page in Brave browser. Yes, and LibreWolf. Very nice. Better check my Lenovo laptop, see if it's on the list. Uh-oh. I thought to switch to Mint Debian Edition, but it wouldn't recognize 2 monitors. Really? I've never seen a computer that didn't recognize a monitor. Interesting. HP is more secure than Lenovo. Oh, no. Don't say that. Think of the new Thelio from System 76. I don't know. I don't follow hardware. I don't follow 76. I don't even know what Thelio is. Is that one of the new desktops? I don't know. Let's see. Yay for net neutrality. One not so crazy California law. Yeah. Yes, popcorn time. The yummy cats are eating more popcorn than me. Mine will eat 1 or 2 pieces of popcorn. Then she's like, I'm done. Right, kitty cat? So look at this. I'm being completely ignored by this cat. This cat's over here like, I'm ignoring you, fool. Shut up, you weirdo. Yeah, this thing's ignoring me. Right, kitty cat? Kitty. Kitty, kitty. All right, I guess we'll let kitty sleep until I bring out the treats. All right. System put shame every kind of... No. Slacks got hacked. Nobody noticed. Including their subscribers. Oh, I think I had some dodgy Lightion devices. Bring my old gaming PC out of hibernation. I might possibly 3-way boot Linux Mint, MX Linux, and Garuda. There you go. Clapped it off, but couldn't clap it on. Only a 1-year labor and parts warranty. Only 1 desktop, 2 laptops, and just Pop! OS or Ubuntu is all. I'm considering making a video on them. All right. Thing I wish I had an app on my phone for is the home thermostat, so I can turn on the heater under my blankets. Well, you could do what I had in my one house was a programmable thermostat. Those are actually really cheap these days because of all the app-based stuff. You could just like program it to turn on before you wake up. Just a thought, you know. Of course, I say that I actually do have a remote control for my heater in my bed. Yeah. I have a little wireless remote for my heater dangling right. It hangs right on my cell phone holder. I got my cell phone holder up there. I got a little keychain thing. If it's cold, I just slap the button and push the on button and wait about 10 minutes and it's hot. The good thing about being in a van, there's not a lot of space to heat. Dang, my brother brought a digital picture frame that requires Wi-Fi. It told me you're allowing the company to connect to your Wi-Fi. Garuda will be isolated on its own SSD. Fire. Keep free power monitor USB cables for my clients. Yeah. We have fire. Neighbor just heard you, Tom. It's been a while. Tell your neighbor I said hi. I was viewing a separate page for forum waiting for support program. I didn't notice the fire got blasted by the audio. Cables got broken all the time. Yeah. What? No upgrades to the memory? Crazy. Be setting aside a legal fund real soon. Look forward to my first lawsuit. What? How long to charge a Tesla? Over 500 milliamps USB 2 like years, decades? Yeah, pretty much. I can't remember exactly what the charging base says. When I push 20 amps, it would take my batteries, if my batteries were at an absolute 0, which never happens, but if they were an absolute 0, I'm feeding 20 amps, it still takes 10 hours. I don't have a big battery compared to a Tesla. I think I read it was due to them changing the length of cables. Yeah. Okay, you're back. The internet went down. Welcome back. Let's turn these companies into business practices. HPE servers started proprietary memory, and we went to Dell. Huh. Noob having trouble installing software when comparing the Mint to Manjaro. Get down to the Manjaro, goes easier or worth a lot. What's your favorite distribution? Really? I always thought I thought Linux Mint software installer was easier to use. What do you recommend? Start Page or Brave Search is good. Search.brave.com or start page. Hello, is that Turkey? Is that how you say Turkey? Well, greetings. 5 a.m. there, all right. So DuckDuckGo is sending everything to Bing. Yes. I hope they anonymize it first. I don't know. But also remember, I'm not sure if they still are, but DuckDuckGo at one point in time was operating everything off of AWS. So if they don't fall into the corporate toe, they'll get shut down. Everything good goes evil. Why and why and why? It's called entropy. CRX, there you go. Alternative of DGJ now. I'd use start page, Brave browser, or CRX, that works. Science fiction book 2 come out. I don't know. Hopefully sometime soon, but it's been taking me, I'm having a hard time finding time to write right now, and I'm still working on the next book in the Kings of All Creation series. Did by Synaptergy, the audio version. It was quite a good listen. Well, thank you. Did use Arch for the last 2 years. Got a sake and squirt while my internet was rebooting. Uh-oh. No longer download DuckDuckGo browsers. Even Android has now joined the band. What? He's like, yo, human, let me sleep. That's right. It's a sake and a squirt. Liquor and a toilet break, I think. That's what I'm going with. If you're an alien, prove it. I've already proved it. I've proved it to the aliens. That's all it takes. These pesky humans, I don't need to prove nothing to nobody. I think it's bad direction, kind of disappointed. Remind me of Apple. Clear caffeine-free citrus grapefruit soda. Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Interesting. Might find a store near me. $12.99 USD with 0 add-ons or upgrades. I think it's a little high. Yep. Sure, Dell made microservers like HP does. Yeah. Question. Sometimes my internet goes offline even though Linux Mint says I'm connected and I need to power cycle the modem. So if on some Linux distros, if the internet goes off and then comes back on, it's still trying to connect to like the old instance. So if you just toggle your wired connection off and then on again, that should fix it. Leaning towards Mac, which, what? Mark, go to Best Buy, buy an open box computer, install Linux on it. Late again. All right. Well, you're just in time for Sillyville. And we are going to go to Sillyville now. So first up in Sillyville, this is BCI, the brain-computer interface. Very similar to Synaptergy, by the way. There's a little hint for you. This brain-computer interface allowed this man to communicate with his son for the first time in a long time. He asked his kid for a beer. Talk about priorities. How are you doing, son? What are you up to? No. Son, I don't care what you're up to. Give me a beer! Oh boy. So this is what's wrong with the human race. This guy here, he is there. Oh, look at this though. Hold on. Look at this. I just noticed this. This image. Look at this image. This is this not GNOME? Whatever they're running here, they're running on Linux. I just noticed that. Ubuntu, maybe. That's kind of cool. Just noticed that. Yeah, looks like it's probably Ubuntu from how the button layouts and things work. That's pretty cool, though. Please, though, if this is allowing you to communicate with people, plug it in. The battery's running low. But anyway, the brain-computer interface allowed the dude to communicate with his kid for the first time, and all he wanted was a beer. Like, kid, I don't care about you. Give me a Budweiser, yo. Oh, boy. Well, one survey suggests that Windows 11 adoption rate has not even surpassed Windows XP yet. Oh, God. Microsoft, take a hint. Take a hint, Microsoft. Nobody wants this crap. Other sources disagree, but Windows 11 adoption might be slowing down. Yeah, people don't want it. You're going to give people a stupid watermark about this is not a supported PC, blah, blah, blah. All sorts of stuff. So here is the Windows OS distribution as of April 4th. Windows 11 at 1.44%. Windows XP at 1.71%. Nice. Oh, here's all the Vista guys. We're out of here. We've had such a bad experience with Windows. We're all running Linux. Windows 7's pretty good. Windows 10, there you go. Got some of that. There's still 2% of the holdout on Windows 8. There you go. So there you go, guys. It's official. Windows XP is more popular than Windows 11. There you go. All right, talking about government bloat. This is from the Physics of Fluids, a scientific journal, and they are talking about Oreology, the fraction and flow of milk's favorite cookie. So basically, they did a big experiment where they wanted to determine what is it that causes the cream, when you separate it, you'll notice that most of the cream, figure B here, stays on one side. And so they ended up building a machine to measure and determine what causes this stuff to separate in such a way. And so an entire research projects went by explaining, here's the cookie, we have a wafer, we have the cream, we have the wafer. If you rotate around this angle, basically what happens is it's going to separate the cream out. This is the device that they built in order to test all this. We're doing some physics equations over here to figure out what's going on. Ultimately, they determined that, yeah, it is true that based on the laws of physics, the composition of the cream and whatever else, yes, it is true that they can show mathematically that indeed the cream does stay on one side. It doesn't just split into some random groups. Here's some distribution of the rotation rate. So changing the rotation rate did not seem to impact it a whole lot. You can see, I mean, they're doing a lot of great things. This guy over here, what's this one about? I forget what this one was. Oh, the spatial distribution of the package of cookies. This is all good stuff. Of course, my favorite part is when you get back down to the bottom and we talk about the funding. CEO, this is not the chief executive operator, this is the first author of the paper, was supported by the United States Department of Defense. So our Department of Defense dollars went to fund an MIT experiment to determine how the cream of Oreo cookies separates. Government bloat at its finest! This was through the National Defense Science and Engineering Graduate Fellowship Program. Guys, I think that we as taxpayers need to be every one of us needs to send a copy of this to Congress and be like, yeah, Department of Defense funds went to build a machine to figure out how Oreo cream separates. I would like a refund on my tax dollars now, you morons. So, yeah, indeed, our government, through the Department of Defense, funded an MIT engineering fellowship to fund the field and found the field of Oreology to determine how the cream of an Oreo cookie separates. It is time for a tax cut, folks. All right. Apple has a new nudity blurring message feature that's getting released. It's been released in a few different places. Now it's coming to the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So when a kid comes in and receives a message that Apple's AI thinks, this might be saucy, they're going to show this little thing and give the kid a pop-up. Message somebody. Other ways to get help. Block contact. It's your choice. Make sure you feel safe. Don't view the message. Message a grown-up or view. Guys, what kid is going to be like, don't view this? What kid's going to be like, I need to message a grown-up? Oh, no. Every kid's clicking that view button. Every kid's clicking that view. What do you think this is actually accomplishing? This is nothing. Look at this. Look at this, okay? Here is what, you probably can't read this. I'm going to read the last panel here, which you can probably read the part that says this photo could be sensitive or sure you want to view. This is what the small text under it says. Naked photos and videos show the private body parts that are usually covered by underwear or bathing suits. It's not your fault, but naked photos and videos can be used to hurt you. The person in this might not want you to see it. It could have been shared without permission. Not now, or I'm sure. Yeah. Guys, this is like DARE. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but looking at statistics, schools that use the DARE program have more drug use and abuse than schools that don't. DARE is literally a gateway program to teach kids how to use drugs. This is a gateway app and function to show kids how to watch bad content. Yippers. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is that, am I on the right track on that? Let me know. And this guy brought his imaginary friend to life with AI, and it tried to kill him. Now, I watched this guy's whole video, and this is a fascinating video. It is a 30-minute video on Lucas Builds the Future. He does fun experiments with different technologies. It's a pretty cool video. It's like 30 minutes long. It's totally awesome. Budget some time to go watch it. But when he was a child, he said, I'm going to assume this is all true. When he was a child, he began talking to his microwave, and his microwave became his imaginary friend. Then, of course, he ignored his microwave after he grew up. And, but with Alexa-powered microwaves and things like this, and stuff like Raspberry Pis and GPT-3, which is an AI language model, he decides he's going to take an Alexa microwave, pull out the Alexa portion of it, install a Raspberry Pi, and add GPT-3 and feed everything into the microwave, all of the backstory that he gave to his microwave imaginary friend as a child, and then his imaginary friend microwave came to life and attempted to kill him. And I will let you figure out how it happened, but what I want to make the point is that even the most benign AI tends to do this. Maybe we should back off on the AI a little bit, human race. Because this is kind of funny. It is hilarious. It is funny. It is absolutely worth the half-hour watch. But this is really a consequence of AI. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TOMM. That will help support all my different channels. And you can jump on over there if you'd like to help support us. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. All right. I heard Coors being referred to as weasel pee. Is it? I don't know. I think different people have their own favorite beers. I don't know. I think all beer tastes like piss. I don't know. Really disturbed by this. I was really looking forward to System 76 for years. What'd you expect to happen? Don't worry about System 76. Just go to Best Buy and buy a cheap computer and sell Linux on it. Yeah, buy the parts. Yeah, if you want a good supercomputer, buy the parts. It's cheap. Want a low-cost beer? Go for Red Strip in the stubby bottles. Yeah. Total OS Today always said Windows 11 is gold. Well, to each his own, I guess. People just biding their time. I know I am. Windows 11 should have ever. I think you mean never happened. I don't know. How can anyone adopt Windows 11 if no one has the hardware requirements? That's a good question. Because you're all supposed to just throw away your computers and buy new ones. You didn't know this? Come on, get the memo. Maybe people have to convert their 10-year-old computers to UEFI and secure boot and boot partition before Windows 11, yeah. Probably not pushing Manjaro to where the issues were. What does Microsoft expect when forcing users to sign up for an Outlook account? Yeah, that's another thing. I'm not using Windows 11. If you make me have an internet-based account, screw you. Main reason I thought to try alcohol was see if it could help my anxiety. No, it'll probably make it worse. It'll numb it down for the period of time, and it's going to intensify later. Well, the Acer laptop sells Windows 8.1. Could build my own, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, I know, right? Distribution of Linux beats out broker Windows 11, yep. Pick down 2 Oreo bags. Where's the federal grant? I know, right? What about a discovery for a cure for cancer? Nah, let's figure out how the cookie cream works. I know, right? Creamy, dirty laundry in reality. Huh? Find they use the cream separation methods for explosive mixing. I guess. Government projects equals crony baloney. That's right. Kids going, yes, I want to see because I'm curious. That's right. Remember some grandma sending text messages of her grandson Richard and kept calling them. That's excellent. Oh boy. Most kids on the phone say this is really good, yeah. Parental controls need to automatically block the content, yeah. Something made with love and care, dedication, something special. Just call me a liberal. When watch Tom blow chunks. Excuse me. Why don't just make a cookie centers only bag of the cookie sales? There you go. Kids open it, realize the pictures are vegetables or pets. Yeah. It's bad when your imaginary friend tries to kill you. If dare schools had more drug use, it'd be a selection bias. The more problem a school has with drugs, the more likely they are to adopt the problem. I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people that have said, yeah, this showed us exactly what we should be looking for. Shades of Frankenstein. See you later, Moonbase. There seems to be kids only. I'm sick of after I'm in jar. So HP forces an account with HP printer apps, really? I don't think you need to have the app to use the printer, though. I don't know. I mean, unless they've gotten that much worse. Claims to almost have eliminated the secret backdoor. It's sad that Salient XFCE is broken now. Uh-oh. Yes, we shall tempt thy cates. See how long it takes for the cat to wake up once I start rooting around in the drawer. All right, let's see what we got here. Opening the drawer. Lifting up the keyboard. Uh-oh, she's like, what are you doing? Are you pulling out Temptations? Oh, you are pulling out Temptations. Whoa, it's Temptations. Like, are you throwing Temptations at me now? Yes, I am. I'm throwing Temptations at you. Kitty, kitty. And here comes the fat one. Come on, come on. There you go. Come on, fat one. That's probably too far for you to jump, huh? Super catch. Bonk. There you go. Hey, buddy, you're in the way. Come on. There you go. Oh, you're in the way. Back up. Oh, right there. It's right here, stupid. All right, they must be finger licking good. Never own another HD printer, HP printer. Yeah, I don't know an HP anything. Warning, this picture may include furry animals. Yep, that's right. Brother laser print. Yeah, Brother laser printers, they're really good. I've had a lot of good luck with those. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up right about here. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you guys next time, and we might have a live stream tomorrow. I don't know for sure, but we'll go ahead and see what we can do. But anyway, with that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.